Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Eisenhower Eagle Football Review. I'm Tim Meyer with Coach Chris Smith. And, Coach, an opening game victory against a team that has never played a Macomb County team, and I guess you kind of showed them what MAC Red football was all about.
Well, yeah, I mean, we came out here, and I thought our kids were in great shape, and that's what we were trying to do. We were trying to tire this team out. We knew they were big and physical. They got a couple of Division I type kids on their team, one kid going to Ohio State next year. So we knew physically we probably couldn't play with them if it was a slow grind out game. So we just sped up our offense and hope we wore them out. And
you guys got down 14-0 early, but the kids didn't give up. They came back.
Well, you know, we've been practicing at a high pace in practice. So I told the kids, hey, they're going to come out here with a punch. And just be prepared for it. Take the punch and just keep moving. And that's what we did. We put the foot on the gas pedal, and didn't even worry about the score. I told the kids they're going to score on us. If the kids think that, then it's not a shock. Just stay calm and stick with our game plan. So I thought our kids did a great job.
And we had talked earlier about stepping up the offense in the preseason and changing some things around. You guys ended up with 400 yards in offense, even though you turned the ball over a couple times.
Right, we turned the ball over I think 4 or 5 times and still ended up with 36 points. So, if we don't have a couple of those turnovers, it's probably a couple more touchdowns in there. So we were pretty happy. It's a good Plymouth team we played. Very physical. So we were happy with what we saw today so far.
And a lot of people up in the stands as I was walking down here, they wonder why you kept Joe Metz in the ball game. But I don't know if Joe registers pain, does he?
I don't think you take Joe Metz out at end of quarters and end of games like that. He's just a tough kid. He's got great balance, runs hard, and there's nobody else on this team I don't want the ball in his hands in that situation.
We got a little glimpse of Max Whitwer and about his abilities as he threw a couple touchdown passes. You want to comment on some of that?
Well, I thought he was very composed. I mean, sophomores make, sophomore mistakes, and, we were expecting it. But the good thing I saw with him is he played like a senior in that he was very composed after those interceptions that he threw. Kids can really go in the tank after that, but I thought he came off to the side, he gathered himself, and he went right out there and made some outstanding plays for us, both running the ball and throwing the ball.
I mean, after it was 14-0, your defense decided that was enough. And they just stiffened right up, and really Plymouth had a tough time, even though they had a 1,000-yard rusher back there.
Right. No, our defense. Our defensive line was our biggest question mark. I'll have to go watch film and see how they did, but we did some things. We moved our line around quite a bit. Like I said, I think physically we probably couldn't play with that team if we just stood still. So we had to move around a little bit, but some things on defense I saw we got to work on is our tackling. We didn't tackle very well today. But again, I thought our kids really did a nice job shutting them down after those 14 points.
And we talked about Eisenhower turning the ball over, but you guys got some turnovers yourself.
Well, we've been preaching that. We've been preaching taking care of the ball, no discipline penalties, and then getting turnovers on defense. So those are the 3 things we've really been preaching all preseason and up till now. And, we got the ball, we got turnovers. We did a great job on discipline penalties. I don't think we had one discipline penalty. And, the one thing we got to work on is not turning the ball over. So that's our next step.
Let's talk about Stevenson next week. You have them here at Barney Swinehart. What do you expect from them?
Oh, they're an outstanding football team, well coached defensively and offensively. They got a great offensive line, good running backs, but the thing that makes them special is their quarterback. I think he's probably the top quarterback in our league. With his feet, he's probably the best running back in our league. I mean, the kid can really run the football. So we got to be ready. We can celebrate right now for tonight, but we got to get prepared to play Stevenson. It's going to be a tough game.
Eisenhower's defensive player of the game, CODY GOUGH, and CODY, they had some tough running backs here tonight, and looks like you were plugging up the middle pretty good.
Oh yeah, the defensive line did a really good job in squeezing down the centers, and the linebackers were just there to make tackles. It was really good.
How was it to run? They had a 1,000-yard rusher, Stella there, number 32, and how tough was it to bring him down?
Oh, it was tough. He lowered his shoulders all the time, and we had to just get lower than him. And
you guys got down 14-0, and they looked like they were kind of running through you a little bit. What would you guys do to tighten it up on defense?
Just told everybody to keep our heads up and play our base D. That's what we stuck to the rest of the game, and it worked out for us.
Looked like you guys were reading your keys pretty good too.
Oh yeah, they showed a lot. We could tell they were running or passing, and we just played off that real well.
And a couple of their guys got banged up a bit, and they're pretty big. You had a chance to go up against number 75, Michael Jordan, who's going to Ohio State. What was he like out there?
Oh, if you got his hands on you, you're done. But just had to use your speed and get around him. But he was a really good player.
Okay, well, what do you think about Stevenson next week?
I think if we play like we did today, we'll get the win.
Jack PROVENCHER, Eisenhower's receiver and the defensive back, had a couple of nice catches out there, and one of them was a touchdown. How did you get behind that defense?
Well, it all goes to Coach Giorgio. He knew where the open holes were in their defense, so it seemed pretty easy making the play call. And then once I got past him, Whitworth gave me the ball, and obviously I got the touchdown.
What about Max Whitworth? What was it like for him to be a sophomore playing here in his first varsity game?
Oh, I know how it feels. I was a sophomore last year on varsity. I'm sure he was pretty rattled, and he showed that to start with. But he got his stuff together, and he eventually led us to the win.
What did you think about when you guys were down 14-0?
We were thinking, we're still in this. It was just the first quarter. We had a long game to go, and then, eventually we had unanswered points for the entire half, and then, obviously, end result shows we came up on top.
And they came back and they tied it up at 21s. And what was going through your mind then?
Still, we were just keeping our cool. Just thinking, we still got a bunch of time to go. It was just the start of the half, that pick six. And we were thinking, we're still in this, we got this. We're just going to, do what we do and run them off the field.
And what do you think about also, their speed that they had? How did you isolate their big backs?
Oh, we were able to just find where it was open. And then, we managed to get our key blocks there, get some open space, and get the yardage that we could.
What do you think this says about Eisenhower team, this opening victory?
I think this is a huge step up, given that we've had two past rough seasons, going 5-4 and 5-5, losing the opener. This really says something. This points to good things.
Well, next week you have Stevenson, and you have it back here. Does it help having another home game?
I think it's a huge advantage having a home game after a big win, not having to go far. It's a big game. Stevenson Eisenhower. It's probably the biggest rivalry in the MAC.
Well, Eisenhower got great running performances from all their backs tonight, and one great running performance they got was from Kadari Johnson, and Kadari had a 56-yard touchdown run. Take us through that. What were you thinking when you got the ball?
Well, as soon as, Coach Giorgio called that play, I knew it was going to the end zone because, Coach Smith was saying that their defensive line is tired. They can't even get in their stance. And so I knew in my mind that if we block that right and get the hole open, it'll be in the end zone.
And you looked like it blocked right. You came around that corner and you saw a lot of green in front of you. What was going through your mind then?
I don't know. I was just looking at the ground, and then I don't know why, but I looked up and then I saw a whole bunch of green turf. I took it to the house. I tried to put it in my second gear that my parents say I don't have, so put it to the end zone, yeah.
So you're like Barry Sanders' dad said he doesn't have that second gear, but you look like you had one there. You ran a guy and, got some separation and got in the end zone. What did that feel like to cross that goal line?
Oh, man, it felt great, just helping my team get the W, and that's all that matters.
How about the other backs tonight? Some good performances from all your backs tonight.
Oh, yeah, Joe Metz, man, he's a bowling ball. He doesn't like to go down the first hit. He will keep on driving. Jake Albrecht, he's a junior, but he's going to have a great senior year and a great year this year. And PROVENCHER, he has good hands, and, he'll take it to the end zone.
And when you guys were down 14-0, what were you thinking in your mind?
I wasn't scared at all because I know our offense. I'm confident in our offense. We put in a lot of work in the summer, and I knew that, if we kept the execution going, then we can, come out with the W.
What's it going to feel like to play Stevenson? Last year had a little rough game against them. What's it going to feel like to play them here at home next week?
It's going to be great. It's home. Stevenson hates Ike. They make T-shirts about us and things like that. And, having them at home this year with a nice student section, I think we can carry out if we played the same the way we played today.
The Eisenhower Eagles opened the 2015 football season against the Plymouth Wildcats. This would be the first meeting between these two schools and the first time Plymouth has played a Macomb County team. Number 8, Jack PROVENCHER starts Ike's offense with this 21-yard run around the right side for a first down. Eisenhower's first drive would stall. The Eagles' number 24, Anthony Saputo, makes a nice play to cut down the Wildcat runner. Despite that nice play by Saputo, Plymouth's number 32, Cameron Stella, gets good blocking and takes it from 20 yards out into the end zone and the Wildcats draw first blood. The Eagles' offense strikes back as Max Whitwer goes up top and hits Jack PROVENCHER for a big 47-yard gain. Whitwer would toss this interception, however, and number 9, Victor Abrams, steps in front of the pass and takes it 50 yards before he is caught by Max. The Wildcats' number 4, Darius Timmons, would score the touchdown here. The extra point was good, and Plymouth led it 14-0. When the Eagles got the ball back again, they turned it over as Max Whitwer is picked off again by Victor Abrams. The Eagle defense gets the ball back as number 27, Andrew Slakowski, picks off this Jonah Peterson pass. This hit out of bounds cost the Wildcats even more yardage. Jax Eggert gets 16 yards and a first down on this run. The Eagles quarterback, Max Whitwer, would score Ike's first touchdown of the game on this keeper. The extra point was good, and now the score was 14-7. On the ensuing kickoff, Isaac Eminger takes it all the way for an apparent touchdown, but the Wildcats were penalized, negating the play. The Eagles' defense comes up big as number 24, Anthony Saputo, makes a fine open field tackle, forcing the Wildcats to punt. Eisenhower's Jack Serby returns this Plymouth punt, giving the Eagles good field position. Eisenhower would draw even with Plymouth thanks to this 56-yard touchdown run by Kadari Johnson. The score now was Eisenhower 14, Plymouth 14. Ike's defense remains stingy as Anthony Saputo drops the Wildcat quarterback for a loss. On fourth down, number 22, CODY GOUGH, was there along with his mates, and they stop Plymouth, and it's 1st and 10 Eisenhower. Once again, Max Whitwer goes up top to Jack PROVENCHER. This time it's good for 6. The extra point was good, and Ike now led 21-14. With Ike pinned deep in their own territory, Joe Metz gets Ike out of the hole all the way up to the 23-yard line. When the Wildcats got the ball back, number 60, Alex Abuna, gets this big sack on third down, forcing a Wildcat punt. With just a few seconds left in the first half, Ike's Kadari Johnson almost breaks another one. The first half would end with the score Eisenhower 21, Plymouth 14. In the second half, on the Wildcats' first drive, Anthony Saputo and Ike's defense comes up big. When the Eagles got the ball in the second half, Max Whitwer was picked off for the third time by number 9, Victor Abrams, and Abrams takes it all the way for the touchdown. The extra point was good, and the score was now tied at 21. The Eagles were forced to punt on their next drive, but the Wildcats' returnman fumbles, and Eisenhower pounces on it. This apparent touchdown is called back because of an ineligible receiver downfield. On the next play, Max Whitwer is picked off again by the Wildcats. This time it's number 21, Chris Walls. The Eagles would get the ball back on this fumble recovery by number 90, Salvatore Voltaggio. Immediately, Whitwer goes up top to Jack PROVENCHER, and it's good for the touchdown. The extra point was blocked, however, and that made the score 27-21 Eisenhower. With Plymouth desperate to come back, Eisenhower's Austin Mitchell picks this pass off, and it's 1st and 10 Eagles. Joe Metz goes 19 yards into Wildcat territory on this run. On 3rd down, quarterback Max Whitwer goes off here on a big run, getting a big Eisenhower 1st down to end the 3rd quarter. The Eagles were forced to attempt a field goal, and number 20 Austin Mitchell comes through and boots this 37-yarder, making it 30-21 Eisenhower. Eisenhower's defense continues to swarm to the football as number 32, Jake Oyster, leads the way. Number 8, Jack PROVENCHER, breaks up this pass, forcing the Wildcats to attempt a field goal. The Wildcats' Van Wyn boots this 34-yard field goal, making the score now Eisenhower 30, Plymouth 24. The Wildcats would get another chance to drive for a score, but this fumble would be recovered by the Eagles' number 90, Salvatore Voltaggio. Joe Metz would zip into the end zone from 4 yards out for the touchdown. The Eagles go for 2, and Joe Metz does not disappoint as he goes into the end zone, and it's Eisenhower 38, Plymouth 24. The Eisenhower Eagles would get an opening season victory over the Plymouth Wildcats, defeating the Wildcats by a final score of 38-24. Stay tuned for more of the Eisenhower Eagle Football Review right after this.
Hannah, is everything okay in there?
Just a minute, Grandma. Macomb County, 27 cities, townships, and villages. From East Point to Memphis, Romeo to New Baltimore. 458 square miles of where you want to be. It's a place where your children can grow, and so can your business. Macomb County's tree-lined borders contain over 12,000 acres of parkland. Its outer edge, 31 miles of freshwater shoreline, both filled each year with countless concerts, festivals, and family reunions. It's the birthplace of advanced technologies that not only instruct future generations, but protect them. Hey, and those are just facts. You can get that from the internet or a book. No. To truly understand what Macomb County is all about, you need to experience it. You need to live here. You need to work here. When you do that, you'll know you're home.
Watch the bootleg! Scoot out!
2015 picture day. It's the season is ahead of you here. What's the feeling here at Eisenhower High School about 2015 season?
Oh, we're just excited to get started. I mean, we're excited to start playing a game. You know, we've had 6 practices now, and at this point, everybody's ready to play another opponent. Defensively, we're replacing 8 guys, so that's tough. We found some guys that, you know, in practice have looked good, but, you know, practice doesn't mean much. You got to do it against an opponent. See how those guys do, and they're all competing for positions. When you have 8 spots to fill, everybody there has a chance to earn a spot, and you know, that's what we're continuing to work on. I mean, it's really, you got to work all year, so you're watching kids develop as the year goes on, and we always know there's going to be somebody that steps up that we weren't expecting, and so, you know, that's what we're hoping for, and we'll see that on Thursday.
Now, is that a surprise when that happens, or can you kind of expect this might be his breakout season, or does it come out of the blue sometimes? It's
both. It comes out of the blue sometimes. It's done it since I've been coaching. Everybody deals with it. You just get a surprise kid that all of a sudden, you know, maybe he's matured, maybe he's gotten stronger, bigger, faster. And, you know, it's exciting when you see a kid that all of a sudden just pops out, and sometimes they become your superstars, you know.
One of the changes people were looking forward to was the change of the helmet. Tell me a little bit about, a little old, a little new.
Yeah, we a little old, little new. We brought the old eagle back on our helmet, and our coaching staff is full of former Eisenhower football players, and they were begging to get it back, and I think it's just a great thing for tradition. Everybody knows what that helmet represents in high school football in Michigan, so we brought that back, and we're excited about it. And the kids were excited about it. So
Was there much debate?
no debate. No debate. Nope.
Well, folks, the Eisenhower Eagles come up with a opening game victory against the Plymouth Wildcats 38-24, gaining 442 yards in offense. Couple of turnovers. I know Coach Smith's going to want to shore those up. Their sophomore quarterback, Max Whitwer, throwing a couple interceptions out there, but he came back and threw some touchdown passes and ran for one as well. Next week, the Eisenhower Eagles have the Stevenson Titans, and we hope to have a great game against those Titans and victory here at Barney Swinehart next week. For Coach Chris Smith, I'm Tim Meyer saying we'll see you next time right here on the Eisenhower Eagle Football Review.